Hi, get ready with me for a coffee with a former colleague. I do have to start every morning with this ice roller. Oh my God, it makes such a difference. So I thought we could talk about cold emailing. I know it's like such a scary concept and people are not sure if it's worth it, but I'm here to tell you that it totally is. And whether you want to call it cold emailing or cold messaging, DMing, whatever it might be these days, I want to let you know that it is an important part of networking and you should totally be doing it. So first, what is cold emailing or cold messaging? Basically, it's exactly what it sounds like. You are reaching out to somebody that you maybe don't know or don't know very well out of the blue to ask them to connect with you in a professional way. I think the most important thing to know about cold emailing is it's going to leave you feeling a little bit rejected because you're just not going to get a lot of responses. It's about volume to lead to you getting a higher amount of responses. So how do you even begin with cold emailing? First, you need to think about who you're trying to reach out to and what kind of jobs you're looking to get. And you want to be emailing people probably 3 to 5 years ahead of where you're at. You know, of course, you immediately want to be emailing the chiefs of staff, the CEOs, the comms directors, the directors of operations. But the thing is, they can be really busy and probably will lead to less of a response for you. So while I think you should eventually reach out to those people, especially if you're just getting started in your career search, start with the kind of middle management and you'll probably see a much better response rate. Now, how should you figure out who you should be emailing? I think it depends on what you're looking to do, but given my background in politics, what I found worked was there used to be a website that provided kind of a database of all of these people's roles and what offices they worked in and that sort of thing. And then once you know their name and their office, or if they're in the House or the Senate, then you can use their standard email. And what I mean by standard email is every House and Senate office is functioning under the same email system and all of the structures are the same. If you don't know what the standard email is, DM me and I'm happy to send you the structure. Also, if you're still in college, odds are your college or university probably has a career center and you should reach out to them to see if they maybe have a database of alumni and how to contact them. Don't forget about LinkedIn. It's an awesome way to find people that you went to college with, who went to your college, or just work at the companies that you want to work for. And you can either DM them on there or get their emails off of their LinkedIns. Okay, so once you've figured out who you're going to email, what are you going to say to them? First, I think it's really important for you to understand that the second you start communicating with somebody that you want to help you in a professional way, your interviews have begun. I'm really not being dramatic here. From the second you reach out to somebody, that is the beginning of your interview process, even if there is not a specific job that you've applied to or one that they can help you with specifically. So first and foremost, make sure you have a professional email. I actually suggest, even for those of you still in school, not to be using your EDU emails. First of all, you will eventually lose access to that, but you also want to be fresh and professional and have all of your new things all in one place. This even happened to me recently when I came out of my long-time job. I realized my personal email was still my maiden name, and that was not going to be helpful if I was reaching out to people because they're not going to know who I am because they know me by my married name. So the email you're sending things from should be something simple, like your first name, last name, whatever combination of that you can find. Basically, you just don't want to be having your like weird early 2010s screen name that you were using when you're emailing people professionally. Then the content of the email is really important. You honestly want to treat it like you're sending somebody an old-fashioned letter, which I realize might be a lost art or knowledge, but starting very formally, hello, person's name, my name is Megan. I always start with that, even though yes, your name is going to be in your signature and probably in your sign-off, as well as in the email itself. It's just an easy way to start off your email, sound professional and mature. The body of the email is also really important. You want to make sure your grammar is correct, proper punctuation, all of that stuff. As far as the wording that you use, I think it's okay if you just want to come up with a nice little template that you can reuse, but making sure that you're also personalizing it as much as possible so that each person feels like you're reaching out to them individually and not copying and pasting 100 emails, even though that's probably what you're doing. So something super simple like, hi, my name is Megan. I saw on LinkedIn that you work at this company that I'm interested in and in a path that I'm looking to take. And I wanted to reach out and see if you had time to connect in person or virtually to talk about your journey and how you got to where you are. People love to talk about themselves, so it's really important to emphasize that you're coming to them to hear about their lives and their careers and their journeys in a way that can help you, but focused on them. It's also important to add a specific timeline of when you would like to hear back from them or get this meeting set. So saying something like, I am available next Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday in these hours. If that does not work for you, please let me know. It's also helpful if you can provide a location idea or offer to be close to wherever their office might be. It's okay to be creepy and let them know that you know where their office is. You're already being a stalker by sending this email, so you might as well lean into it and make it as convenient for them as possible to increase the likelihood that they respond and set up this meeting with you. And like I said, I come from a background of politics, so I'm mostly thinking about how people on Capitol Hill or on campaigns or other political government type positions want to be reached out to. So just keep that in mind when I'm telling you all this advice. Speaking of doing this in the political sphere, I think it's really helpful if you have a connection to the person that you're reaching out to, whether it be through your university, the states that you're from or have connections to, or your policy ideas and policy interests. So like what I mean by that is in my early career, I really was interested in healthcare and education policy. It's not what I ended up doing, which is really for the benefit of everybody. But because of that, I was very intentionally reaching out to people. And when I say people, I mean staffers of those who worked on the committees who cared about those topics or had worked on different bills or legislation to show that they care about those topics. And basically what that does, it gives you something to talk about once you actually meet them. So, one time when I was getting coffee with somebody who worked on education policy, I was able to say, oh yeah, absolutely. I am so interested in education policy because I come from a family of teachers. And so I've seen what they have to deal with and I want to improve their lives. So yes, make sure in the body of the email, you're expressing your interests, why you're reaching out to them, any connection you may have, and providing dates and times that are good to meet. Basically, you want to make their lives as easy as possible because you are asking them for a favor, and the more you can do that, the more likely they are to respond to you. And I think the most important thing when it comes to cold emailing is just prepare for the rejection. People are busy. People aren't going to respond to you. People might respond and just say, no, I don't have time. And you just have to be okay with that. You will get answers. There will be a lot of people who want to meet with you. I know when I was in senior staff, I was always happy to meet with people, or if I couldn't meet with them, I would at least try to review their materials for them. When it comes down to it, you don't get what you don't ask for. And so if you don't ask for time with somebody that could potentially help you in your future career, you won't get that. And most importantly, stay organized. Keep a spreadsheet or a notes app or something where you can say who you've reached out to and when, so that way you don't double email anybody later on. Okay, I used my shark to blow out my second day hair, and that is the final look. I'm gonna go get dressed for my coffee. Good luck with your cold emailing.